What's up, guys? Steve again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Part 2 to trying to shoehorn this bad boy mini V8 engine alongside this huge gearbox that's longer than the actual engine itself into that 1/7 scale Defender crawl that I had in part 1 video. If you haven't seen that video, check this out up in that corner. What I was waiting for was this. This is a purpose-built engine mount. Links down below if you want to go check it out. It's from Sterling Kit. It's purpose-built for this engine. Look at that. It gives you room to get to the oil plug, the drain plug there where you want to drain out the oil, and it sits perfectly. So it's obviously a bit of a complicated piece. There's a lot of bends and stuff and holes and things like that. And the mounting system is like this tri-pattern there. You can see just here. So it's kind of unique. It's tri at the front and 2 at the back. So complicated little part. I wanted to wait for it, just make life easier. So to get this on, you have to remove the actual starter motor on the side, because the starter motor goes here, and then once it goes on, if the starter motor is on, you can't actually fit it. So I'll put this guy on, get it all ready, and then we can start measuring up or just spitballing if we can, or not if, we will fit it in there, and got to line up where the drive shafts and all that kind of stuff comes up into the middle of the chassis. But yeah, let me put this on. We'll button the actual gearbox up as well, get a bit of nice grease on here, and yeah, then we can actually start getting some decent measurements. Well, here we go. So start to rip out all the insides and some of the old transmission and all that. I thought differently regarding the suspension mounts. I cut down the original one I was using, and I'm going to make a mount in here, just be more secure and pretty solid, because this engine combo is pretty damn heavy. Now, I got rid of the old mount that I used, or the plate. Cut some aluminum here, or aluminium, and it's exactly the width of the chassis rails, just there. Got a marker roughly where it's going to be, which is there. If I get the engine, this behemoth, and I put it roughly where I want it to be, which is pretty much kind of there. Now, the issue I'm having is, I'll get the body, and I'll put this up here. Got to line up, there's some pins at the back. Kind of go around about in there. Now, the issue is, kind of like this. So that's as low as I can go. Now I need to cut the inside there of this kind of the firewall, because there's a fair bit, it's like just over an inch it needs to drop. I might not be able to drop it that much, the body might need to ride a little bit higher, but as you can see, it's much clearly noticeable in here. So there's the back of the engine. It needs to cut out probably up to here, so that'll drop a fair bit, and that'll probably have to be my actual location of the body. And obviously I won't be able to have a hood here or a bonnet. So I still think it'd look pretty cool. Gonna have that, sticking out. This distributor would probably come up a little bit more, and I need to make some room there. But as you can see, it'll fit in there. I need to put some heat reflective tape on this plastic. But thereabouts, once you cut out all this and let it sit down, it should look pretty cool. Oh, no, I'm not going to reuse this body for anything else. There we go. Alright. What I want to do now is actually put this plate, mark it on this engine. The front of it's going to be in line with the front of that engine, like that, and then I can fine tune it. I can use the original holes I had for the previous plate, just there and there. I've scribed the mark in there, so it's going to go pretty much like that. It's going to sit in there, and yeah, that's it. Alright, update, looking good. Mess everywhere, but this is what I like about building RCs. I think it's fun trying to make something fit that shouldn't be in there. Progressed, made this nice mount. Like I showed you before, cut the piece to size, drilled 4 holes at the bottom. The motor mount is already tapped, so I've just put some lock washers on there. They're nice screws, nice and tight. They should do the job. And I did two external ones on the other side to go into the existing 2 that I had previously on the chassis rails, and they marry up just like that. So Getting there, some progress. That's probably the best position. Now, ideally I wanted the motor lower, but the problem is, if I go any lower, the starter motor, which is not in at the moment, hits the top of the chassis rail. So the starter motor hits this chassis rail, and I don't want to cut it out. It might weaken it too much because this thing is bloody heavy. So we'll see how it goes. Stiffen up the suspension, and it's not going to be a speed demon, but proof of concept, I still want to make it work. Ideally, this would be good in a larger frame, 1/7 scale, and I do believe Valaro have 1/7 scale, or even what was the HPI. That'd be cool if I can get my hands on an old chassis, but I don't feel so bad cutting this bad boy up. So let's put these 4 bolts in, and then we can see how everything works. And this is good too because it has a lot of room for the radiators here. So yeah, one step at a time. Well, there we go. Check out that. Suspension's done as well. Engine's mounted. I did utilise the old suspension mounts, just trimmed them down and spaced them out. It does work. I think they need to be re-oiled, but it is in there. Check out that. Awesome. You'll have some mad sway to her, but it's in there. This one, a little bit more difficult. Had to rebate or kind of recess the engine mount, as you can see. Kind of cut it in because this bloody starter motor was sticking out. But it's in there, solid as a rock, that's for sure. So, awesome. It's getting there. Once I get the creative juices flowing, you kind of keep on going with different ideas and stuff like that. But I wanted to get it in there. What do you reckon? Bloody weighs a ton, that's for sure. Not too sure about this drive shaft angle. Whatever will make it work. If it lasts a little bit, it lasts. But yeah, I've got to figure that out. I've seen worse. The front one's super long. It's like, yeah, it's about 100 mil, I think, from down there to here. Well, there we go. It is in. I wanted to get that done. Now, let's see. This guy is going to be obviously a work in progress with this body. I don't want to cut it up, but I have to make it fit. That's just how it rolls. Distributor's in the way a bit. Let me get 2 hands on this. Oh, there we go. Bit unfortunate, didn't want to cut up this body, but who cares, whatever, it's just plastic. There we go. So you can tell the hood definitely wouldn't have fit on that bad boy there. Now look at this, you open the door. Yep, it's a big block, all right. Well, there we go. I think that's, to bring it down even more, of the cut up in this front panel here. That'll bring it down a little bit more, thereabouts, but yeah. We did it. So far, it's in there. It's shoehorned in there. It does have suspension. Man, that's going to rock. Got to definitely put some nice thick oil in those shocks. But oh, what is it? What do you do? It's all part of the fun, huh? Alright guys, let me know what you think about the build so far. Said we'll get it in here, and we have it in there. It's looking pretty cool. I'm glad we got these shocks to work. But yeah, what do you guys reckon? Look at that. That looks pretty badass. It's gonna have a bit of body roll when it revs up. I think that'll be fun to watch. But definitely shoehorned in there. But that's what this hobby's about, having fun. Awesome. All right, guys. Links down below if you want to go check out this engine and gearbox. That's about it. Next video, I think we might start the plumbing on the gearbox. Not the gearbox. All the radiators and stuff, because the good thing about this body is it has these opening doors and all that room for activities in there. So you can put a big ass radiator in there and a fan. So keep this puppy nice and cool, because it is quite enclosed. And the benefit, I guess, of having no hood or bonnet is the heat. The heat will rise, obviously, so it'll keep this semi-cool. But yeah. Alright guys, appreciate hanging out with me, enjoying it. I'm glad we got this far, so see you in the next video. Share with your friends, like the video, subscribe if you hadn't. But yeah, see you in the next one.